Today, y'all, we're gonna be putting the new 700D3 Z grill that I got for Father's Day. It came in. We did not get to get the video done and put together. Today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all those dads out there. Let's put this thing together, y'all. I'm Craig with the Bickhams. Let's go. All right, so we got the barrel set onto the cabinet. Now we're gonna go ahead and bolt it up, and it tells you when you read all of these screws and nuts and bolts and which ones to use in the instruction. So we're gonna put 4 of the B. They got them labeled as letters. I don't know if they have numbers on them. Looks like just all letters. I've used a lot of them. It's like they had a lot of B's for a lot of parts. This is the screwdriver that it came with. Now it's just got a couple of holes. So just get them started. Don't get everything really, really tight until you're, ready to start. I've been kind of like tightening, but not over tightening. That way you don't have holes that don't line up. Ow. And just take your time and enjoy the process. Be proud of it. I know I am. It's always nice whenever I'm really making some really good food, and everybody that's here, they always remember what was really, really good. Because it's always like, Daddy, cook some more. Now, I always do the cooking, usually on Father's Day. Now, we were just so busy that I didn't have time to do this. We had birthday party yesterday for my grandson. So, all right, so now we have it up. We're gonna move on to the next step, which I think is the doors. So we're gonna put them on real quick. We're gonna put some, let's roll this kind of sideways. And yes, I have my coffee. I do have my coffee, even though it's 100 degrees. It just keeps me going, and my LSU Tigers. So it's just got the doors. Remember, it tells you everything's kind of numbered. This is number 45. I know the other one's here somewhere. Where's the other door?
Is it in that zero?
Oh yeah. And here is number 37. So it tells you which one's left and right, which you can tell. You just need to know which way's up, down, because it doesn't mark top and bottom. So you check your handy dandy instructions, which is
Right over there.
Melissa's got them over here. Get out of here, B. All right, so I'm just gonna check, and we're gonna see. No, you know what? The cabinet doors are not next. We assembled the hopper already, so the hopper's assembled. We've got the chamber on. Now we've got to do the installation for the RTD temperature probes. It does come with 2 temperature probes, which was a good thing. That was one of the reasons that I chose this one. I wanted the dual temperature probes. Now it's got the places for the connections in here. We're going to get a little closer so everybody can kind of see that. Now we're going to be installing the RTD temperature probe. This is the wiring for it. It's going to go to the hopper or to the outside. And pay attention, because it does tell you that it needs to be a certain millimeters, which I don't know how I'm going to measure that. All right, so you pull the wires down. They actually go out, and you just pull this down. It's got 2 screws. All right, so we got the probe in. Y'all, that was my bad. It didn't go through the hole. I thought it lined up. That's for the top rack. And I'm assuming the 14 millimeters is how far. I don't really have, I could go get my feeler gauges and kind of read, but I don't really have a tape measure in millimeters to see. It adjusts, but I don't understand the adjustment because it has a screw that sets it in place. So one hole is not slotted and one is. I don't really understand that, because without both of them being slotted, you can't really slide it. So I don't know if that was a mishap in the making it, or what. So, or it just slotted one just to make it a little easier. I don't know. And this one is a little bit hard to get to and go in straight because the rack is, you could, if you had a longer screwdriver, you could go through the hole and get to it, but then you can't get out on the top. So it's actually kind of drilled at an angle, so it worked fine. So we have the probe in, and I think that's going to be good to go. Let's move on to the next step. All right, we're going to be installing the burner box now. It's going to take me and Melissa doing this, so I'm going to get the burner box and get it in and let her try to get the bolt started, and then I'll get them tightened up a little bit with the DeWalt. So I'm going to give them to her. And let me grab this, make sure we get everything. This is one of the heavier parts of the grill. So you just slide it through the hole, and watch your wires, because you are going to have to connect.
I only see 2 holes.
Just get the 2 top ones in.
I got the 2 bottom ones.
That's okay. We'll get the 2 bottom ones. All right. So you get the get your plug for your probes plugged in. Let me make sure I'm getting it right wherever the clippy's at. And it does tell you in the instructions to make sure that you leave the excess out of the smoke box. So I'm gonna have to kind of look, because I sure don't like them hanging like that. It does have a little spot. Oh, she done put a bolt in, I'm sorry. It's got a little hole that I'm assuming that you can kind of put the excess in. Now it comes with a little bitty wrench to tighten this up with.
Do I have to hold it?
Yeah, just if you can, get somebody to help you hold that weight up a little bit. I mean, you don't have to, but it's a little hard to see those top holes. They're underneath the bracket. And once you get everything there, make sure that it's straight. Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. And get all 4 in there. And I'm gonna hit them and snug them up if I can get to all of them with the DeWalt. I might can. And I'm just gonna hit them just a little bit. I'm not gonna hit them hard. Then I can tighten them up. I brought my ratchet, and that way I can kind of feel them without using the little wrench. You know, if they give you those little wrenches, it can't be that tight. They evidently don't want you putting them that tight if they give you that little bitty flat wrench. So just make sure they're good and snug, and that's all you need. Make sure that it's nothing's wiggling. Now make sure, well, when you put this the pellet box together, make sure that the lid opens on this side, on the control side. But you can see where I just stuck the wires down in here. It has a little gap right behind here. So don't leave them in the grill, and don't leave them in the smoke box. I guess if you wanted to, you could pull them out the back and let them hang. But I'm going to check and see, because I don't want them to get hot. And I know it's going to get hot in here. So I may wind up pulling them out. I may get me something, and I may wind up pulling them out because I don't want them to get hot. I know this thing's going to get hot. So I'm just going to try to pull them. And I think we're going to leave them out. I think we're going to, I know I don't like it, but it's on the back side. But the pellets don't get hot. So I'm just going to leave it on the back side, even if I have to take a zip tie or something and put them nice and neat, or one of those bread ties to hold it. I just don't want it touching that grill. That's just me. Maybe it doesn't matter. Let me know in the comments if you think it does or not. I'm gonna have to see. All right, so we have that on. Moving on to the next step, y'all. Next, we're gonna install the hopper door handle. So it's just a little, it comes actually in the pack with the bolts with some little bitty screws. So just insert the screws on on the back. You can raise the door, the hopper door, all the way up, and just do one of them at a time. All right, so once you get the first one started, then the second one's a little bit easier. These are a little bit harder. Don't tighten it up until you get both of them started, because they are pretty tight as far as the tolerance of them lining up. But they do a pretty good job, so. And just snug those on. This is just gonna be mainly for, I mean, it works, but it's for looks too, so. And just snug those up so you can grab a hold to that. So that was super easy. Just keep following those instructions, keep on going, move on to your next one. So we got that on. Now we have got, let's see, see what we got going on here. I have to make sure that I used all the, yeah, we used everything that we were supposed to. So we're good to go. Attaching the chamber door handle. So this is the big handle that goes on here. This is it's a pretty nice little handle. It's a pretty nice little handle. I like it. It's aluminum looking, or either a brushed, like a stainless steel look. It's got a couple of big bolts that it uses, and it tells you, remember on the instructions tell you which washers, bolts. It's bolt L, washer D, and then it has some little, I forgot, there's some kind of little bushing. Now we're gonna put the stack together. This piece comes and it just screws onto the top. So just tighten it up until you get it, you know, snug enough. Doesn't have to be real tight. It comes with like a wool gasket, and it takes a couple of bolts from the inside, nothing fancy, to just kind of, you know, line up your little gasket, line up your holes, and get your bolts in, and that part will be done. So now we're going to get the doors. So you can tell, right, you can tell how the raised part of the door follows the line of where it says wood pellet grills, and whenever you put it in, it goes away. So number 45 is right, 37 is left, and it has the little holes. So first we're going to put the handles on. So we got the same color handles. It's going to go here. It's got the little washers, or the little chrome or stainless looking little pieces that are going to go on first, and it's got a couple of little bolts and washers on the back. So we're going to get the handles on, then we'll get the doors on. All right, so we got the handles on the doors. They look really nice too. And the buttons are spring loaded from the inside. So it's just a matter of putting the bottom one in the hole and pulling this down and letting the top one, well, don't pull it too far because it'll come out of the hole. And just like so. So this one goes on this side. This is number 37 in this particular grill. So just place your bottom one in, pull the spring, don't pull it too far, and then it just rings the hole. They have magnets. There is a top plate that's going to be that has magnets on it as well that we've got to install when we get to that point. Same thing with the other side. Stick your bottom pin in the bottom, pull your little spring until it rings the top hole, and now you got your doors. And I'm pretty sure this piece here, because it has magnets on it, is, I'm assuming, it has got to be the top piece here, because there is a couple of screws. It's got to be getting close to being next. Oh no, it's got holes on the bottom. So let's see if this is the next step. In typical dad fashion that doesn't like to read the directions well, I forgot to install a piece. I forgot to install the piece for the top with the magnets on it, so the doors could close, and I didn't want to take the barrel off again, so I had to lay down, so I cut that out. I had to install it with the 4 bolts, so I had to loosen the sides just a little bit so they would flex. You live and you learn. So as many times as I've put things together and needed those instructions. Yeah. But we got it. All right, so we're on to the next step, y'all. Let me get me a swig of that community coffee. Super, super good. Let's get them spectacles on because y'all know I'll be 50 years old tomorrow and I can't see like I used to. So let's see what we got here. These crazy microphones is getting all in my beard and everything. Okay, so let's see. We got the doors. Now we're on to positioning the heat baffle. Position the heat baffle on the locating brackets, which is on the inside walls of the grill. The notched legs should be facing downward. Slide heat baffle to the right to lock in place. Now the heat baffle is the thing that actually is greasy or oily, should we say. I think it's actually trying to start raining. So we're gonna get our gloves. We're gonna, in true non-dad fashion, normally I wouldn't do this, so don't be hating. But we're gonna put them on because I'm already sweaty and I don't know if I can get them on. Probably can. Nice little Z-Grill gloves. I haven't run into too many like sharp edges, but there are some. So by all means, feel free for safety, use the gloves. You know, keep a little safety in mind. Don't have the grill plugged in. And this piece is a little heavy. And you can see the plastic sticking to it because it does have a, like a, to keep it from, I'm sure, rusting and just a protective coating. It's got a little bit of oil or whatever they use, some kind of petroleum something. Because it's all sticky and kind of wet looking. So, and it goes in, you can see it has the brackets inside, and as it said, make sure you go to the right. So make sure you put it facing with the notches to where you can slide that way. So you just install in the notches. This one's a little bit bent, so we're gonna have to bend him back straight, just a little bit. And install, make sure they're in each of the notches. Make sure it goes down and just slide to the right. That one didn't go down. There we go. There we go. So just make sure it goes down enough, slide it to the right, just do like it says. Got that done, got the gloves all nasty now. And we're gonna move on to the next step, which is position the grease drain pan. Maybe I needed the gloves again. I don't think this is it really doesn't. It's got a little bit of a coating, but it's not much. So I haven't taken this out of the bag yet. So let's get this thing out and get it installed down in that bottom. This is one of the reasons I like these grills. All right, so we got the drain, and you can see it. You can see the, if you wanted to take a rag, you could actually wipe it off, but you can see the coating that it comes with. It's got a little scratch. I opted to leave the gloves on because, or put them back on, because it had that. So it's got some brackets that this actually sits in, but you put the long edge with the notch toward the drain where the little bucket's gonna go. And you just make sure that it catches everything, and it's supposed to lean, y'all. It's got a, you line the little notch with the drain, and it's got a higher bracket on the left side, so all that fat and stuff will drain down and go into that bucket. It comes with a nice little galvanized bucket that just hangs off the side and catches that excess grease from whatever you're smoking. You just have to check it every once in a while. Make sure you don't, overflow anything. So we got that in, and it does say, let's fit into the locating brackets. I don't really think, you just have a bracket on one side, bracket on the other. This is meant to come out and clean every other grilling, I think, or every other cooking. And now we're ready to go in with the grill grates, with the heavy stuff. So let's see what we got here. And this is the 2 temperature probes that we will be running through. It has a rubber grommet that you stick the plug through so that it plugs in here, and your temperature probes can go into your meat or whatever you're cooking. That's great. Super good. Super good for that. So let's clean up a little mess, and let's get these grill grates. We're gonna go in with the big ones first. Now I used everything so far, but I had one extra screw. So I don't think I missed anything. I think they gave me an extra, but we'll watch it and we'll see, you know. We'll check. So we're gonna grab the grill grates. All right, so this is the bigger ones. I'm assuming, yeah, they just go in just like normal. They just lay in just like that. And let's see what kind of tolerance they have as far as like if they have too big of a gap or anything like that. But you know, sometimes, oh, they do great. There's very little slide, so you don't have, that's thunder. You don't have a big gap for nothing to really fall through. So that's a good thing. I like that. That's a good A+ for that. And we have the long one, which is just the top. I do like just having the two. It's got the brackets on both sides. It's got the little notches that you can see that they just hook down in those holes that I thought the heat probe went in, but it doesn't. So we're gonna have to probably angle a little bit, maybe, and we're gonna work it in. I can't really see that side, so I got to get to where I can see, y'all. Let's see how we're going to get this in here. Just like so. Make sure I got them. There you go. So it's got a little lip on the back, so it doesn't, nothing rolls off the back. So you're going to cook on your higher rack, like some of your sausages and stuff. Just leave them up high when you have your chicken. You could take it out, hang it up when you have your ribs or your bigger pieces of meat, so it doesn't get in the way. Just hang it up, keep it clean. So far, y'all, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm really happy so far. I want to put these probes in. I want to see what it says now. I know I'm out of the camera. So now, hang the bucket on the side. So hang the bucket on the side, which is what I did. I actually have some trash in it right now, but for video purposes. And that is it, y'all. And now you have a startup sequence where I'm gonna get the cord and we're gonna do what they call, I think the first, if the grill fails to light or the fire in the fire pot goes out while cooking, it is vital to follow these steps when sufficient pellets are still in the pellet hopper. All right, so they have a shutdown cycle. I'm pretty sure they want us to do a burnout. Ooh, big thunder, big thunder, big thunder. I'm gonna have to definitely read this, kind of get familiar with that. Maintenance and cleaning, operating tips. I did see something about some of these grills kind of blowing up, but you're supposed to leave them open when they first smoke. Until it lights, let that smoke out. Once that smoke disappears, then you know it's lit. So watch some YouTube videos. Watch some YouTube videos, get familiar with it. But I think this is going to be it, y'all. I do have my pellets. We're going to get some pellets, and we're going to kind of get this thing fired up so it can get it kind of burn off, get all that oil and stuff burn off. And I'm going to read real quick and see what it says. All right, so here's the paper, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's the initial firing instructions. So please read these when you first start. When you first start, please read this yellow sheet so you know how to start your grill and get things going, and so we can get that first smoke going and we can get something on this bad boy. All right, for the initial firing, y'all, everything that we've done up to this point, we're going to take all the grill grates out, we're going to take the drain pan out, and we're going to take the heat baffle out so we can get the first initial fire going. So just follow these instructions. I think this should be the last time. Don't throw them away, but you shouldn't have to do this again. So just take everything back out. Just be careful with it. and get it all removed so we can get this thing fired up for the first time. And these are ceramic grill grates, y'all. I just had a, y'all, I've had spinal fusion surgery, and that thing just hit, and Lord have mercy. I don't know, some of the small things that I do sometimes, it just does not like it. So I don't know what that was, right where my hardware is at. But these are ceramic coated grates, so try to be careful with them and try not to chip that as long as you can, you know. And I'm just going to use the gloves to get out these. This is the only metal pieces that I've run into, the grease pan and the that cover, what was it called? The heat baffle. The grease pan and the heat baffle is the only ones that I've grabbed that actually had some sharp edges. So use the gloves for that. And we're going to take the heat baffle out so we can check it out for the first burn. Continue to follow the instructions on what it tells you to do. So with it in the shutdown cycle from the knob here, we've got the power cord that you could see plugged in. I just ran a cord for now. We're going to get it fired up for the first time, so just follow the directions. Plug in the power with it in the shutdown cycle, and then we're going to turn it to smoke. We'll get the paperwork, and we'll actually see if we can follow, you know, just follow what it says and see what the next step is. Because I'm pretty sure we've got to check the fan, and we've got to check multiple things here. All right, so now that it's in the shutdown cycle, we've got the power plugged up. We're gonna press the power button, and we're gonna turn it on and turn the temperature dial to smoke position. And this is what it tells you to check. It's gonna check. We're gonna check, confirm the auger's turning. It says wait 1 to 2 minutes. We're gonna hold our finger above the fire pot to confirm the fan's blowing, and the hot rod will heat up and should be able to sense the heat coming from it. It takes approximately 1 to 2 minutes. Now I'm not really touching anything. You should see a temperature number displayed on the LCD. All right, so we're gonna turn it to smoke. Well, you automatically hear the fan. Let's see what happens here. All right, so the auger should start turning. You can see the auger down in the bottom there. We're gonna check and see if the fan starts blowing out, which should be, yeah, I can feel it from right here. So you can feel the fan, and you should start feeling the heat from the, and there's the auger. The auger's starting to turn. So there's the auger turning right there. You can barely see it. It's not moving very fast at all. Actually, it looks like it's turning on the end. Let's see. Oh, it's getting hot because you can smell it. So you can definitely smell something's getting hot. All right. So the hot rod's heating up. Turn the temperature dial to shut down. We want to make sure we don't see any error codes. And as you can see, we're starting to get some numbers changing. So we're at 95, which is, I'm pretty sure, the outside temperature right now. Maybe not under here with the fans blowing, but you could definitely smell what's going on. I'm gonna set this down, and let's see. I'll lean y'all up a little bit. And let's see what it says. Hot rod will heat up. We gotta make sure that auger's turning. The auger hasn't started yet, but boy, you can really smell it. Oh, now the auger's turning, and now you see the smoke. All right, so everything, I can see the smoke coming out. Let's see what it says. All right, turn the temperature dial to shut down. All right, now we're gonna fill the pellet hopper with pellets, and we're gonna turn the temperature dial to high, and it takes some time for the pellets to travel down the tube. And then we're going to start seeing the smoke. It's what it says here. When pellets start to drop, turn the temperature dial to shut down cycle. Leave grill until it shuts off automatically. Turn the temperature dial to smoke. All right, so we're gonna turn it off. Thought I just saw something, didn't know. All right, so we're gonna turn it to off. Turn it to shutdown cycle. Now the draft fan's gonna stay on for 10 minutes. All right, so now we're gonna fill with pellets. All right, so this is the kind of pellets that I'm using. We bought these at Sam's the other day. This is the Smokehouse Premium Hardwood Barbecue Pellets. So we're about to fill the hopper up right now. All right, I found me a little cheap bowl that we have that I'm gonna just pour some pellets in and then scoop them in instead of trying to pick this big bag up. We're just gonna lean it over and we're gonna make a little bigger hole. Without me having to pick this bag up, it's bad enough doing what I'm doing now. So we're gonna, a little at a time, and we're gonna get the hopper filled up. Now it said to turn it to high. It'll take a little bit for the pellets to work their way down. So we got it on high, right there on the knob, if you can see. And it's gonna heat back up, and it's gonna bring the pellets all the way into here, and that's where it's gonna start, it'll light, and that's where it's gonna start burning the pellets. After that step, we will move on to the next one, which is leave the grill. It says turn the temperature to high. It'll take some time for the pellets to start to drop. Turn the temperature dial to shutdown cycle. Leave grill until it shuts off automatically. Turn temperature dial to smoke. Allow pellets to come to full flame. Once flames coming out of the fire pot, turn the temperature dial to shutdown cycle and let the grill cool down. We suggest that you should wrap the grease pan in heavy-duty aluminum foil before using, because it's just easier to clean. Place components back in, open the lid, turn temperature to smoke, and a few minutes later you'll see a whitish gray smoke coming out of the grill. Close the lid and turn the temperature dial to any cooking setting desired. Now remember, leave this grill open until you really see this thing start to, the smoke gets down. It won't be a lot of smoke boiling out, it'll just be a little bit, or you possibly will get it to ignite and you'll have a poof, a boom, a little boom. It does say, please, y'all hear the auger? All right, so the auger has started moving. You can see it turning in there. You can't see it because of the pellet, but you might see the pellet start to drop down a little bit. But it's going to take some time. I didn't fill it completely full. Please preheat the grill for 10 minutes before adding food. This makes the grill heat up faster. Quickly reach desired cooking temperature. Adding food sooner will slow it down. So yeah, let the temperature get up to, let it get up to temp before you start cooking. Once you see that whitish gray and it's very little smoke, then it's, you know, safe to say that it's ready to go and you can go ahead and close the lid. But from what I saw, leave the lid open while it does that. Don't close the lid until you see that smoke kind of lessen. Now we are on the last step, y'all. We're on the last step. We're gonna, everything's shut off. We turned it to the shutdown mode. Everything's off. Now we're ready to go to the smoke mode. We're gonna go to smoke mode, and we're actually gonna let it, we're gonna power it back up first. And we're gonna turn it to, as soon as it comes up, we are going to turn it to smoke mode. All right, so we're gonna turn it to smoke mode, and we're gonna let this thing heat up until we see flames coming out of the pot, where everything's getting really hot. And once it's ready, we're gonna let it work, close the lid. I think we could close the lid on it. Let's see. We're gonna turn it to high. And once all that, let's see, blah, 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 blah. Fill pellet hopper, smoke all pellets and flame. Once flames coming out of the fire pot. So once the flames start coming out of the fire pot this time, we're gonna turn it to shutdown mode, and we're gonna put all the components back in, and then we're gonna turn it to high. and we're gonna let it actually smoke for 45 minutes. They absolutely suggest that you do this before using it, before cooking on it, so it burns out any foreign anything that's in there, on the components, on everything. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna let it wait until the flames come out of here. Then we're gonna turn it back to shutdown mode. We're gonna put the grates, we're gonna put the baffle, the drip pan, grates and everything, and we're gonna fire this baby up, and we're gonna let it actually cook with nothing on it for 45 minutes. We got all the components in. Now we're gonna kick this thing on. We're gonna let it relight. We're gonna kick it to high, and we're gonna let this thing start to smoke. Let's see what it says. 45 minutes is what it has to do, y'all. We got everything back in. We're gonna put it to smoke. We're gonna let it get to flame again. And as soon as the smoke, you'll see it. You'll see the smoke come down. There'll be a lot of smoke when it pumps in more of the pellets. The lot of smoke will turn into a lighter smoke, and you'll hear that flame. Once it's flamed up, we're gonna close it and we're gonna actually let it cook for 45 minutes so it basically cleans itself from any debris or anything in it. And that's basically about it for the Z-Grill 700D3. I've absolutely had a blast. It's took a little while. You can see the smoke. You can see the smoke. I'm gonna get back here and maybe y'all can zoom in a little bit, and y'all can actually kind of watch it as it smokes up. You'll see the smoke. It'll have a thicker smoke at first, and then that thicker smoke will kind of dissipate once that flame is, and my fans are kind of blowing it as well. I'm gonna go stop the fans oscillating, make them oscillate away from it. I'm over here by the fans right now, and that way it doesn't blow so much smoke, and y'all might can see it. I've just got that one. We just got it stopped oscillating. I can make them just point away from the grill. And it is fixing to rain, so as you can see, there's a lot of smoke. So when you have a lot of smoke, make sure that you have the lid up when you start this thing on the smoke setting. Once it gets ready, the smoke will go away, and it'll have just a light smoke. Then you'll hear that flame. Once them pellets have flamed up, watch the smoke. It's starting to flame up now. So that's where your heat's coming from. And you'll see the smoke just kind of dissipate down. It'll still have some smoke, but it'll just be less. Do not do this step with the lid closed. If you've seen any of the videos, you can hear that. Let me get my mic. Now you can hear it. It sounds like that fan running, and the smoke's kind of dissipated. Now it's ready. Once it gets to that point, all you have to do, kick it up to high, close the lid. I'm gonna let it run just a little bit. I'm gonna kind of feel the temperature. You can feel the warmness in here, and we're gonna let this thing run for 45 minutes. Clean anything that we left in it, pieces of that little styrofoam, anything stuck to the grill. Make sure you put everything back in. And we're gonna time it, 45 minutes, we're gonna let it cook. And then we're gonna come back and we'll do our last little bit of review about it. So far, y'all, I really like the feel of it. It was not too hard to put together. You could not beat the deal. Buy one, get 10 over the next 50 years. I will not make it that long, but I'm gonna get as many out of them as I can every 5 years. You have to pay $100 just for shipping. Super good deal to me. Does not have the tray on the front, you know, for a little, but that's okay. I got tables. Once we get the patio set like I want it, I'm gonna have it set up where I will have plenty of table space to work. I'm not just, I don't know about y'all, but those little front things, they're good to hang stuff on. But as far as putting anything on it, I don't think so. We're gonna grill. We're actually gonna smoke today. We're gonna smoke a pork loin. My wife's fixing to go get, I can do a pork loin in about 2 hours. So that's gonna be one of the quickest things other than burgers or something like that, or a steak. We're gonna do a pork loin. Something simple, something easy. Stay tuned, we fixing to get that bad boy going. All right, So we got the pork loin ready to go on the Z-Grill. I lowered it. We went through the 450 degree cook for 45 minutes, so we should be good to go. I lowered it down to 225, and it actually dropped in this holding 225, even with the, it's cooled off. I've got the fans running. So far, so good, y'all. All right, so we're gonna get the pork loin on there. You can take and spray a little bit of Pam if you want to so it doesn't stick. The ceramic coating stuff should be okay. We're just gonna lay it up here on this side. Not gonna get real particular about it, but 2 hours until it reaches an internal temperature of 145 degrees. So we're gonna lay it. I did inject it, and we did season it really well. So 225 for 2 hours. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check it. I am gonna put one of the probes in. So give me a minute, let me wash my hands, and we'll stick a probe in it. All right, so we got one of our probes. There is a rubber grommet right here on the left side by the box, by the hopper box, that you can just stick your, you just poke your probe through. And you got your excess wire, and just let it hang, get all the kinks out of it, and then just get somewhere. And I'm going to shove it in the end, and we're just going to shove it, you know, about right there, just so, because that's plenty far enough in the middle. I think I'm about in the middle. Let's see, let's move down a little bit. We want to make sure, and that's in that thickest spot right there. So we're going to close it up, and we're going to plug it in to either or of the ports. So just take your pick, whichever one you want. I'm just kind of straightening the wire out, and we'll start seeing. We're going to do port 1. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is what it's showing right now. 60 degrees. Now it's going on 60, so it was still kind of cold. So we're going to check it in 2 hours. With me opening the lid, sticking the food on, it did drop down 5 degrees. Let it come back up to temp, and we'll be watching the time, and we'll come back and we'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. I hope it turns out. This will be my first piece of meat on the Z-Grill, on a pellet grill ever. I hope it turns out good, y'all. Leave me some comments below. Let me know your recipes, and maybe what I did good, what I didn't do good. So we'll come back and check on it in just a little bit, y'all. All right, y'all. So we are at 147 degrees. It has took, whatever you want to call it, about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and pull it. I'm going to set my phone over here and let it just kind of, let y'all kind of see with the B-roll. Let's go ahead and take a look at it though, real quick. All right, so we're going to pull the pork loin. We're going to pull the probe out at 147. Is where we're at right here. 147 internal. I did cook it on 250 degrees. It wasn't 225, so scratch that. 250 degrees for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm just going to pull the probe, and I'm actually just going to pull it back through. Now the cable's, the cable's kind of warm, but it cools pretty quick. Just pull it through, and I'm just going to kind of let it hang and cool off, and I'm going to wipe it clean. I will come back out here with like some water, a little bit of soapy water, but I just wanted to get what I could off of it for now. And then we'll come out with like a sponge and some soapy water, and we'll clean it. Well, see if I can get it to hang on the handle. Stay. And now I'm just actually going to take my hands, and I'm going to get this thing off. So this is where that little handle would have been nice. I'm just going to set the pan right here, and I'm going to raise it up, and we're going to set it right there on the pan. Now we're going to go let it rest for about 10-15 minutes while we get our sides together. and then we'll cut it and we're gonna take a look at it. So I hope so far that y'all have enjoyed the video. I'm gonna show some B-roll of us cutting it at the end, what it looks like and with me tasting it. But y'all, so far so good. I think what I'm gonna do, we're gonna close this bad boy down because we got a little bit of stuff on the grates. I'm gonna kick the heat up to high. We're gonna run it on up to about 400 degrees, let it cook for about 10 minutes, and we're gonna let it clean itself, kind of burn that off a little bit so I can kind of scrape it, and it just gets crispy and falls off. I hope that you'll go check out my link for the Z grills. This is the 700D3. Go check it out, y'all. I'll leave my link in the description. Check them out for yourself. Like I said, this is my first pellet grill. This is my first cook on the pellet grill. I hope you enjoyed me putting this the Z grill together, the pellet grill. Maybe you'll take a look at them. And I hope you enjoyed my videos. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Give us a share. Tell somebody about us. And it helps us grow, y'all. Comment, leave me a recipe. Leave me something to smoke, because I'm all about smoking everything. I hope you'll come back and you'll become a part of our With the Bickhams family. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we will see you on the next video. I'm Craig with the Bickhams. Stay sweet and stay blessed. Bye, y'all. All right, y'all. So we got the pork loin. It's been resting, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna slice it up. So we're gonna take and we're gonna slice about, all right, so we're gonna slice about, I don't know, about that thick. Oh, look how pretty. So just slice it as thick or as thin as you want. Oh, it's really tender too. Oh, Evie Kate ain't happy. So it's got some pretty bark on it. We're gonna try a piece of, oh Lord, that really wasn't good. Ooh.
Who do I hear? Who do I hear? Evie Kate Bickhams. Evie Kate Bickhams.
Super good, y'all. Tender, juicy. Wow. That'll do.